Hello, friends. My name is Claire, and I'm going to be redesigning the 18 Culpeper House in The Sims 4. So, a fun surprise for me when I was doing the floor plan of the house is that we can now move the windows. It was more of a shock in a way. I don't keep up completely with the new features and stuff the game adds, and so when I deleted the room because that's the easiest way to start fresh, the windows went with it as well, and so that was a nice fun surprise. We are going to be designing this apartment for 1 to 2 Sims. I was imagining one of the Sims, or maybe both of the Sims, would be bookworms or teachers, and I wanted to kind of lean into the plaque in the kitchen. I can't move that. No, we can't move that, but we can move the windows. And so I wanted to lean into this plaque, and maybe these Sims are historians, and so they want to keep this apartment as as original as possible, but they want to add their own things like this giant library wall and the TV, and so we are just going to be making this into a very dark color scheme because I wanted it to feel kind of older, and I know older houses or older places have more of this kind of oak look, or things are made out of oak wood, and so we are just going to be doing a little bit of adjusting to the bookshelf, and I really do like how this area turned out. I want to do more items use more of these items with the bookshelves, and so we are just now figuring out something to put behind the TV. The TV is pretty large, and so you can't really tell what I'm doing, but something is telling me this isn't your time to add a feature wall, and so I decided to just add something simple behind there. And now we are just going to be working on the living room space. You can see I just put down a chair by the front because I just felt like I needed something there. I didn't really have an order of first living room, then the kitchen, then so on and so forth. I was just kind of do designing a room where I felt like it needed to be designed, or doing where I wanted to do. I do come back into the kitchen and add some decorations. I was just kind of more worried about the floor plan, making sure that this ideas I had in my head were going to be working out, and so we are just going to be adding a little chess table by the window just to give it a skill building item in here. I do have an entire room dedicated for skills, but I wanted to be something more in the front. Maybe this is one of the previous owners with the guy in the plaque. Maybe chess is was their favorite game to play, and so the owners now want to honor that by having the chess table in the living room. I do come back later and adjust it a little bit to make sure the picture on the wall was more centered, and so we are just going adding a rug. I feel like this rug was fitting for kind of an old time refurbished feel, and so just adding a coffee table and just doing some slight adjustments, making sure everything is centered with the TV. And I like how when you enter this apartment, the TV isn't the first thing you see. You have to round the corner and then you see the TV. I just appreciate it. It's you need to be welcomed in if you want to see the TV. I have the same thing with kitchens. You need to get welcomed into the house before you can see what I'm cooking, and so that's why I try to put most of my kitchens I do in The Sims in kind of more in the back area of the house, not unless I'm doing an open concept, kind of more this area. Anyway, we are just going to be adding some rugs and going to be adding some shelves. I felt like the that empty spot by the plaque needed something different than just cabinets, because it just felt like it would look a little bit off just to have one random cabinet by the plaque. I know I probably could have just put a shelf or a cabinet by the plaque, but I decided to just make it more of a feature point. It's like, oh yeah, this is like usable. This is like where the spices are, and then like the cookbook. Like, it needs to like be at easy access points, and so that's why I have the shelves by in the kitchen, and I just felt like it looked kind of nice, kind of breaks it up so it's not just cabinets in the kitchen. And so we are now kind of in like a hallway space between the bathroom and the bedrooms. This is a 2-bedroom, 1-bath home. I probably should have said that earlier in the video, but we are now in the bathroom, which is very small. It's a little bit bigger than my normal 2x3 bathroom, which I was personally proud of because I go with that bathroom way too often. And so we are just going to be adding a litter box because I do have space for a cat up in the front. I wasn't originally going to have a cat, but I'm like, this family, this couple needs to have a cat for some reason. Cats, in my opinion, are easier to take care of when you're in apartments, just because you don't have to like go out of the apartment to have them use the bathroom. You can just put a litter box down and it works nice. And so we're just going to be adding some some bathroom clutter, and going to be adding like laundry baskets, going to be adding a little tower and some pictures. And I feel like this bathroom turned out pretty simple, but it turned out pretty well. I'm trying to go away from like having an entire bathroom be covered in tile, and so I do have some of the wallpaper that is in the main part of the apartment in this area. And so now we are in the first bedroom, which I actually didn't design as a bedroom. It's more like a hobby space. There's like a computer, there's like workout equipment, there's like different like musical instruments. I was planning on, I did want to have the space be a bedroom for a child, but I do a lot of family builds here, or family home builds, and I kind of wanted to do something different, and so I decided to make this into a little hobby room for your Sims. And I like how this turned out. I trying to do things I don't normally do. So if you have any suggestions, please let me know down in the comments. I'd love to hear what you want me to build, or like a sim you want me to build for, or style, or a price point. I'm not that good at price points. And so we are just going to be adding some pictures. I was trying to keep with that a little bit of a historic feel, like this apartment has had many different tenants live in it before, and so I do switch out the wallpaper in that bedroom. That is wallpaper from the Parenthood pack, but I feel like since it was just 2 Sims and they're probably not parents or maybe even possibly grandparents, they wouldn't have need for other items from the Parenthood pack. And so we are just now in the bedroom, and I'm just going to be figuring out the best place for the bed. It's a little bit of a weird shaped room, but if you look at the original, this is where the bedroom is, and it's smaller than the original, but I did get an extra bedroom from the other side. And so we're just going to be adding some side tables and going to be changing those to match the bed. I do add a TV into this room. I felt like I was adding a lot of pictures, and I didn't want to add like too many more pictures. This is kind of getting towards the end of the video, and so I wanted to add something a little bit different. So I added the TV, and I felt like it's kind of realistic. I feel like there's a lot of like people have TVs in their rooms, and so we are just going to be adding a little chair in the corner and going to be adding the drapes. And we are getting close to the end of the video, so I hope you enjoyed watching. If you want to play in this apartment, their information is down in the description. You can also follow me over on Instagram if you like. All of that is down in the description. I post new videos every single Tuesday, so please make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, and please don't forget to leave a comment of something you would like me to build, and I hope to see you all next week for another Sims 4 video. Bye!